t-shirt.
Yes, we are on a Hawaiian tour here, heading out to the Wholesome Conversions Hawaiian Farm.
You gotta give them the whole outlook.
Let's
the whole,
go.
Wardrobe look. Let them see the whole thing.
The whole thing?
Yeah, the whole thing. You just need some white socks with your shoes.
I got white legs.
And,
I have white socks on. Oh, suspenders. No, thank you. I'm headed down to the brooders just to do a check on the brooders, and you get to come with me. Sort of nice in the evenings to watch all the farm activity. A lot of birds just hanging out, enjoying the cooler part of the Florida day. There's a nice black sex link. There's an Isa brown. That's our production brown egg layer. And later on I'll show you the ones that are going to be laying in about 9 weeks. Now they should start laying. We decided not to sell any more of those. We had raised them up, and at 6 weeks old we were selling them to the community. And so we needed to keep the ones that were left so we could have some to share, sell eggs from. So that's what we're working on now. We have an order of 300 pullets that will come in. Our hatch date is June the 22nd, so we'll get them the 24th. That'll be fun. We had really good success with the last batch of layers that we ordered. We ordered a straight run from Moyer Hatchery, and we probably got a 60-40 split, 60% males, but that's no big deal for us, because we'll just raise those up and sell them to people in our community that want roosters. Believe it or not, there's a lot of people that do want them, so we found that that's a good avenue to generate some income for the farm. So we're going back down to our brooders in the barn, the two big old walk-in coolers that we've never used as a cooler. We've only used them as a brooder. We did have our harvesting room in there, and then it got super cold, so we decided to use them as brooders. And so now we're just going to check out our babies, looking around and making sure that they're spread out, and they look spread out. That's what I'm looking for when I come in here. Are they spread out? What's their posture? Are they laying on the ground panting? And these are looking pretty good. Water level in their drinkers is looking very good. I'm just spinning the feeders to spin feed down so that they can continue eating. These arrived on Wednesday, and so this is Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So by the end of today or tomorrow, their eating habits will be established. And I don't know if you can see it in this lighting, but right down there is a silky. We have one silky mama that is a very good layer and sitter. And so we brought these babies down here and put them in the brooder with our broiler babies, and they'll grow up with these broilers. And then when these broilers are harvested, those silkies will go out into the field with the other new layers that we're going to go see. All right, looks like I need to do a little bit of work on the waterer, so I'm going to turn this off and fill up some water. So we're finished in the brooders. I just spun their feeders down. Top of the feeders rotate, bottom stays still, and it sort of moves the feed down. So again, this is Wholesome Conversions Farm. We're located in Weirsdale, Florida, and we harvest birds each Sunday. What I'm doing right now is just checking on all the birds. It is 7:03 in the evening, and I like to make sure everybody's okay before the sun goes down, so that after the sun goes down, I don't have to go looking at everybody. And now we're going up to the 2 brooders that are our outside brooders, meaning that they're mobile houses that can move. And I will be checking the feed in there as well, making sure the heater's still on, looking at the position of the birds, seeing if they're panting, making sure the waters are still working. Lots of things to look for in there. And you may think that's a lot of stuff to look for, but it sort of becomes second nature. Even to the point where sometimes you hear a bird chirping a particular way or in a particular sound, and you think, wow, that's not right, we gotta go check that out. So that's where we're heading. I'll let you walk with me. Here's some of Samantha's goats. Should be on that side of the fence, by the way. One of our dogs continually digs holes under the fence. So again, I'm just looking in there, trying to see where they positioned. Are they sitting on top of each other? Do they look warm? Are they panting? Now I'm gonna go in and spin the feed down, make sure the waters have water in the bottom. It's a gravity fed system, so I'm just checking to make sure that they're able to get the water. Heater's still working. You can hear that going on. You can see it up there too. Waters are working. Now this water is not working. But I've got 4 or 5 that are, which means they've had plenty of water today. And the reason this is not working is because, sorry, I have to turn you sideways. Okay, that's working now. It was just a little off balance, so all I had to do was rebalance it. And again, we're just spinning feeders down. See how the tray down there is empty? When I spin it, it sort of fills it up. I don't know why these things don't gravity feed better than they do. Maybe they're made for pellets or crumbles rather than mash. See some geese. That's a goose right there. And we have 5 geese in here.
Did you get the Energizer?
And a whole bunch of baby ducks because Mama abandoned them. So we just put them in here. It works. There we go. Make sure that stays on. Still has a pilot. Now I'm gonna go check the other one. This has what was it? 121 birds, 221 birds in it, plus the geese, plus the ducks. And the next one has more in it. It had 280 something. Because we're ordering a straight run from Moyer Hatchery that is sexed, which means that They charge us the straight run price, and then they charge us a couple of pennies to determine the gender of the bird. And then we keep them separate. We're finding that if we grow males with males, females with females, that the competition for food seems to be less, and that their growth rate seems to be equal in both flocks. So I don't have a small hen that is getting pushed away from the food by a bigger rooster. So again, just here spinning feeders so that they can have access to the feed. Oh, we got a hurt bird. Hi, little one. And we've got a bird that's beyond hurt. Put that by the door. There is water in the waterers, so I'm just glancing around at that as I go by. So these birds are 2 weeks, 3 days old. And in our opinion, they're looking very well, feathering out well. They'll spend another week and a half, 2 weeks in here. And they'll go out to the field for the last 3 to 4 weeks. Of course, they're on a field right now. And this house will get moved as well, typically on a daily basis. That's what sets our birds apart. They're pastured, so they get moved. So now we're going out to the field just to walk through the houses, or to look into the houses, make sure everybody looks all right, make sure there's water there. Sometimes we forget to check the water hoses in the morning, and we'll come out in the afternoon and there'll be a kinked water hose, and that's a no-no, because birds need water. Of course, we all need water, don't we? I'll let you walk with me. So that was our first big mobile brooder. It's what we call the gray house. It's got tarps on the top of it. Looking pretty shady, but it works well. So I'm just looking to see if there's water in the waterers, and there is. There's feed in the feeders. We'll just walk through here. This is a group of females, and they're looking really good. We were noticing that on our non-GMO feed that our birds were not feathering out as well. So I consulted with somebody that said put some grit in their feed and they'd be able to utilize the protein better, because feathers are almost 100% protein. So we started doing that, and it started looking a whole lot better as far as their feathering out is concerned. And I'm told that feed conversion ratio is going to be better as well. I'm not tracking how much food they eat. We did that a while back, and we figured that over the life of the bird, that bird ate probably a 1/4 pound of food a day. Recognizing while they're younger they eat less, and when they get older they eat more. All of these are males, and so you can see the difference between these and the females that we were just with. I'm just shaking all this food down so they can have a nice gut full of food before they go to bed.